DST Studios. Low light cameras can't be stealth. Let's have a look.
Hello everybody, DST Studios here. So, low light cameras and AI for tracking of stealth tech. Does it work? Unfortunately not.
It's laughably easy to take down fighter jets. Stealth means nothing if you use elementary AI with low light sensitivity cameras. They aren't invisible. True, but false. It's a tweet. It's not really looking into all the nitty-gritties and the details of this. You can't just come up with some AI that will look at stealth. You'll have to spend years developing it, and not any low light sensitivity camera can catch a stealth plane. You need those satellite level cameras, but on other planes. Satellites themselves also, I don't think, will be enough. Like, those cameras on satellites are too far. You'll need those super quality cameras on a plane, like on an AWACS or like a tanker or something like that. So, interesting and hyper clickbait tweet by the Musk.
Not in any simple way. The first thing is yes, the F-35 is not in fact invisible. Skunkworks are good, but they're not that good. But because these objects are so incredibly far away, it makes it very difficult to image them. But how difficult?
Ooh.
We use angular size to measure the perceived size
Ooh.
of an object. We essentially say if the entire sky is a circle with a circumference of 360 degrees, how big is an object in relation to that? So if you were standing face first to a wall, the angular size of that wall would be 180 degrees because it covers 1/2 of your vision.
Interesting.
60 degrees times 1/2 equals 180. So say you have an F-35, which is 51.4 feet long, and has a max operational ceiling of 50,000 feet. Flies directly over us. What is the apparent size? To find the apparent size of an F-35, we use the simple equation of arctangent of length divided by the distance.
Oh, this is some serious math stuff, huh? You know what? Nice. Good stuff. Seems like a serious video.
Which equals our angular diameter in degrees. We'll do the calculation in both imperial and metric, so I don't have to hear about crap in the comments.
Oh, shit.
Now this is ridiculous.
Metric superior.
Small. Actually, it's so small I have to change our units of measurements to arc seconds. Ah, crap. Now I gotta explain arc seconds. So basically, you take a degree, you divide it by 3600, and that's an arc second. But
wow.
spouting
Okay.
out random numbers and units. How about a visual? Well, here's Jupiter compared to the moon. And then here's the simulated view of Jupiter through a 20-inch telescope. And to the right is an F-35. Not too bad, right? Well, we also have to worry about the atmospheric distortion and the atmospheric scattering ruining our resolution and contrast, which gives us this image. And this is what you see through the telescope.
Whoa.
But what if we change it to night? Well, it helps with the atmospheric distortion. All you can see is the engine glow. And that's only if it's using afterburner.
Interesting.
Now, let's zoom in and get...
Well, so yeah, that's not afterburner fire. That's like some campfire.
Jupiter for our comparison. Here's our night image. And here's our day image.
Okay.
But wait, this is our image using a pretty large telescope. From the tweet, it implies we're using regular cameras. So let's say we have a 16K resolution camera on a 30-degree portion of our sky.
Ooh.
From this, we will have a resolution of 6.7 arc seconds per pixels, which means we go from this image to this image.
Ooh.
Oh, but wait, it gets worse. See, there's this thing cameras have to deal with called noise. It looks like this.
Ah, shit. Nostalgia.
The causes tiny thermal fluctuations on the sensor that trigger the photodetectors,
Ooh.
which then is seen in the recorded video. Or more simply, heat on the sensor confuses the camera and results in all this grain. So how do we get rid of this noise? Well, there are already cool cameras on the market that have what are essentially built-in
1799 2299. Okay, $700 to $900. $9,000 to $14,000. Holy shit.
AC units to cool the sensors. And while they do work incredibly well, they cannot completely eliminate noise.
Oh, that's a lot of difference, huh, between uncooled and cooled. I would have thought all that noise is also stars. Interesting.
So if we factor in noise to our image, this is what we see.
Ah,
Yeah,
shit.
it's almost impossible to tell where the plane
We
is.
see nothing.
Actually,
Actually,
let's play
it's
a game.
here, isn't
See
it?
if you can spot the plane.
I think it's over here. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's basically
Ah,
impossible.
shit. Yeah, no, you can't. Ah, man. Yeah, it is impossible. Kinda.
But DST, this is why you use the AI. It filters past you. Well, it's possible, but there's an issue with that as well. See, there's a concept in information theory called the Shannon limit. Now, the Shannon limit was originally
Ooh, interesting. Okay. We're going deep in science for this video, huh?
supposed to be used to be able to calculate the maximum amount of information you could send through a channel with a certain amount of noise. But it also works in the reverse. If you go above the Shannon limit, you are not going to be able to tell whether what you're seeing is noise or information. Even if you have the best AI in the world, that AI has been trained on every piece of data in history. If your amount of noise goes
Ah, okay. You can develop technology, you can't beat laws of physics. Okay.
above the Shannon limit, it doesn't matter. You'll have progressively more and more errors and more false positives, which makes it incredibly hard to track whatever you're tracking.
Oh, okay. The way he spoke about the increasing errors, that just gave me a flashback of. I don't know if anybody has seen it. It's beautiful if you've not seen it and you watch anime, you should see this. Godzilla Singular Point. There's this thing where beyond a certain limit, no matter how much they try to control, also, spoiler alert, no matter how much they try to control chaos, it just keeps on increasing. It just keeps on birthing more and more chaos.
Essentially, it's an upper bound that you cannot push past regardless of how good your noise reduction or filtering algorithm is. And yes, AI is subject to that as well. AI cannot break past this limit, as AI is a computational system that is subject to the rules of the Shannon-Hartley theorem. So, can low-light AI cameras beat stealth? Probably not. Not unless you had a system where you had 20 low F ratio telescopes looking at every part of the sky simultaneously with 8K cooled astro cameras.
Yeah.
And you had these massive installations placed everywhere along the US border to stop incoming threats. Then maybe.
Honestly, very possible. One F-35 cost like between 80 and $120 million or something. That's enough for like a small area to be covered with cameras. These high tech, like super cool thermal $10,000 cameras. And you could one B2 costs 2 billion. You could actually do it with the US defense budget. So yes, crazy expensive, but not for the American military.
Maybe you might get this idea to work. But there's another issue I didn't mention. We're assuming an idealized scenario here. We're assuming the aircraft is flying directly over us at 50,000 feet, which means the aircraft is very close, and we're not looking through a lot of atmosphere. Let's say we want the system to actually be useful. We're going to need to detect objects on the horizon. Unfortunately, all the atmospheric phenomena that made it so hard to find the object in the first place are going to be a lot worse when it's.
Oh, all of this calculation was when it was right on top of our head. Ah, shit. All of that calculation was to look straight up. Okay, yeah, no, that's difficult.
Instead of looking through 50,000 feet of thick atmosphere, you're looking through 50 miles of thick atmosphere, and you are not getting an image out of that. Oh, and I saved the best part for last. See,
Oof.
all of this to work,
Oof.
it'd all be made useless if the sky was cloudy.
Oof.
I'm DST Studios, and thanks for watching.
Oof. Nice. I like the heavy science approach. No bullshit, heavy science. Nice. Amazing video. Good job.